I think, therefore, I am, I believe, that something good, is about to happen to me. I believe that something good is about to happen to me.
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thanks for clicking on this video, but make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the jewels I'm dropping.
But you a spot that you don't never gotta go. Yeah, I told Mama drop the jewels on them. You gotta go through this shit here with your...
So Melody and Claudia Jordan were at the Pretty Girl Experience in Orlando, Florida. It looks like they had a good time.
Hey pretty girls, it's your girl Melody Shari, and listen, September the 3rd, I need you guys to meet me in the beautiful city of Orlando for the Pretty Girl Experience Conference. It is going to be an amazing conference that you won't forget, filled with enlightenment, empowerment, and of course sisterhood. So make sure you grab your tickets at the link below. I need all my millimeters to come on through and meet me there, okay? September the 3rd, Orlando, Florida, Pretty Girl Experience Conference. See you there.
Hey pretty girls, it's the Pretty CEO, Dr. T, and I'm so excited about this year's Pretty Girl Experience Orlando. I'm so ready.
Help me as we paint the city pretty this weekend. It's gonna be absolutely bananas, epic. Listen, this weekend is going to be life-changing. We have Melody Holt, we have Claudia Jordan, we have Janika Green, we have Shamikia Rivers, and so many more speakers. Oh, and I can't forget Dr. Katina Kennedy.
I'm getting ready to teach you how to elevate mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, relationally, and even in terms of your divine feminine. That's womb healing, womb health.
This is going to be a life-changing, power-packed, epic event. It is the most epic women's empowerment conference of the year. I'm excited. Let's rock out, ladies.
Okay, so I had no idea who Dr. T was, so I decided to Google her, okay, to figure out who she was. I love her personality, and this is an interview that she did. It's on YouTube with Greg Davis.
Dr. Tamara Tarver, she's an emerging prophetic voice in the kingdom of God. She's a mother of Christopher Small. Tamara is a counselor by trade and a prophet by office. I like that.
I like that.
Let me read that again because that was kind of good. Tamara is a counselor by trade and a prophet by office. Tamara possesses a doctoral degree in Christian counseling, and she also has a cookbook, and then she has the movement called Pretty Girl World, and she has becoming a social media phenomenon. Welcome,
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you. Welcome to Detroit.
Thank you. It is different.
It's different.
Pretty cold. I'm a Florida girl.
You were supposed to bring some warm weather and sunshine with you. That's what we were at the Florida.
Well, I do in this atmosphere, right?
It's here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. Talk a little bit about yourself. Who is Tamara?
So again, just to reiterate what you briefly spoke about, I think for me, I'm a mother, I'm an entrepreneur, a former wife, but a woman who has evolved beyond cataclysmic situations. I am, in my opinion, the epitome of a Renaissance woman. A woman who is constantly, every day, being self-reflexive and introspective, just so that I can grow. That's who I am. And above everything else, of course, a Christian. The driving impetus of my life is my relationship with the Lord.
Was there ever a time that you didn't have that bubbly spirit that you give us on Periscope, and even now, because everybody has a story, everybody's been through some, all of us. Did it take you time to get to this place?
Absolutely, Bishop. As a matter of fact, last year I went through a divorce, and it was the most devastating time of my life. And I found myself in a place of depression. I lost everything. I lost my marriage. I came home one day and my ex-husband had the divorce papers on the coffee table. He didn't even hand me the papers. I came home, he wasn't there. And when he did come home, he said to me, "I do not love you and I do not want to be married to you." And
did you see it coming?
Absolutely. He had committed infidelity, and because I had found out, he then wanted a divorce. So, you know, that's how it was. And 2 weeks prior to my divorce ending, I was laid off from my government job with the Supreme Court. Had a great job. And so it was as if I was going through a Job experience. I lost my home, I lost my marriage, I lost my job, my financial livelihood, and I found myself in a low state. I was down to $13.99. I will never forget that amount in my account. And I said to the Lord, I said, I've never been in this position. I've always been, self-sufficient. I've always been a woman that has had money to play with. And so I realized in that low moment, I didn't have any family where I resided, but it was in that place, and I always say this, it was in that place where I found God again. Yeah. It was in that place where I realized where my help came from. And it was definitely a process, because I remember days when I was on the couch and depression had taken such a toll on me, I couldn't get off the couch. I had dropped down to about 113 pounds, the smallest I had ever been. I couldn't hold down food, and it was just a very difficult time for me. But one day I said, enough is enough. I said enough is enough, and decided at that moment to take charge of my healing. So I started getting counseling. Yes, the counselor. Started getting counseling, of course, prayer, and that was the catalyst to my healing.
What do you do when you're a trained counselor and you need counseling yourself?
Well, every psychologist will tell you that they need a psychologist. It doesn't mean that we are omitted from the problems of life. Life happens to us all. And sometimes we are thrown curveballs that, they just kind of take us by surprise. I didn't know, I would have experienced everything that I experienced. And because I'm a proponent and an advocate for counseling, I knew, because I understand what depression is, I knew when it hit me. And I knew that it was something that wasn't just the fleeting and passing type of depression. It was really developing into what we deem as MDD, which is major depressive disorder. And so I was like, no, I definitely need to get counseling. So I got counseling from a secular perspective as well as from a spiritual perspective. And what I began to do is I began to call my mom and my grandmother every day. I'm like, look, I need support, even if you all are far away, because look, I'm going through a lot. But I'm telling you, in a couple of months, it's as if I begin to see myself coming back to the me that loves life, that is joyful and happy.
So in this next clip, she talks about how she came up with Pretty Girl LLC.
Coming out of all of that, I took all of that pain and I just used that energy towards Pretty Girl World LLC. And even on some of the times that I preach and I minister to women, I always let them know, like, look, you can go through hell, and on the other side of that is victory. And I always tell my story, and some of the women, because they look at me and how I look now, they think everything is wonderful. And I'm like, no, I had to go through some things to get to this place. And it's just like in the natural, before a woman gives birth, she has to experience excruciating pain. In order for me to birth out Pretty Girl World, I had to go through some excruciating things, some painful things, but I'm telling you, on the other side of that was this amazing emerging business that is helping women all over.
I enjoy listening to her talk about her past because a lot of people can relate to her, especially Mel.
Now, I'm going to hit you now.
That's right, that's okay.
I'm going to hit you. When I hear all of this, all the aspects that you've given me, what's missing though?
I believe it covers all of the...
No, what's missing with you though? Is there anything that's missing? Because people look at us all and pretty much say we have together. I could talk about the things that's missing, but is there anything that you would say out of all that's missing?
Well, I would say that everybody is a work in progress. I'm constantly evolving, but I would definitely say the only thing that I would consider myself as missing is that right now I am not married, but that doesn't make me feel incomplete.
That's where I was going
But that's the only thing that I would, because I'm in a place now where I feel like I'm in a very good space, I don't feel like there are any major voids. It's just, I'm still a woman, so there is that part of me that would like to connect, in a marital covenant, but it doesn't necessarily mean I have a void. It's more so like...
And I wasn't speaking in the void part. I'm just saying, is that a component that you desire? Everybody wishes to have somebody to share with and all that. I think sometimes we don't talk about that aspect. I'm not a
eunuch. So, absolutely. It is definitely a desire, but until the appointed time, I have a healthy relationship with myself. And I think that in order to get in a relationship or in a marriage with someone else, you definitely have to have a healthy relationship with self. And that's why I believe now that I'm in a complete place in my own life with myself, I believe now I'm in a position to, eventually connect to someone romantically.
Yeah, man, she smiled on that one.
So this conference was held in Orlando, Florida. Watching clips of the conference, I was like, I wish I was there. It looked like they had so much fun. But she made this post on Instagram saying, "My heart is overwhelmed with joy. God gave me this vision, and I'm more than grateful for this assignment."
Making sure that whenever you are posting, you know what your target audience is. Like, who are you trying to reach? Is it women? Is it women and men? What's that age group? And then from there, social media has the, opportunity.
Are you ready to hit that swag surf? All right.
Now, this is what they need to put on Love and Marriage Huntsville. But no, people like the drama. I mean, I like the drama too, but I also love women empowerment and hearing other women's stories and what they've been through and how they overcame everything. Like Mel is doing, like Martell will probably do. But anyway, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. What do you think about Dr. T?